All right. Call the meeting to order Wednesday, March 18th at 7:32 p.m.
Councilwoman Selby,
Present.
Councilman Penders,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilman Steffen,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Not present.
Councilman Steffen, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And Pastor John, I did see you. There you are. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor.
Good evening.
Everyone, good evening. Would you join your hearts and minds with my words as we offer an opening prayer? Good evening, Lord. We have gathered once again to do the work of this municipality. I pray that you will give wisdom to all those who are speaking and all those who are listening. I pray that the work is done in a timely fashion and that we complete all that is necessary this evening. We ask this in the name of Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. All right, we do have a public hearing in just about a minute, so we're going to move on to item number 2 for our regular business because I can't start the public hearings ahead of time. So under our item 2 for the regular business is the consideration of all fund bills. And Councilman Penders, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, I would. Make a motion that we pay the total expenses submitted for approval, $173,849.56.
I'll second.
Councilman Penders,
Approved. Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Steffen.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, the clock hasn't ticked just yet. So I'm going to move on to item 3 for our correspondence. There are 8 items as correspondence. All are part of the board packet and the town clerk's office for review, and they are as follows. Item 1 is the town clerk's report for February of 2026. Item number 2 is the dog control officer report for February of 2026. Item 3 is the code enforcement officer report for February of 2026. Item 4 is a February income statement and cash balances from the supervisor's office. Item number 5 is the Patchen Volunteer Fire Company Form 990 for 2025. Item 6 is the Boston Volunteer Fire Company Officer List of 2026. And item 7 is an application, bless you, for use of meeting facility for the South Towns homeschoolers. And item 8 is an application for use of meeting facility for the Town of Boston Code Enforcement Office. Again, all are in the town clerk's office for review and part of the board packet available online. So now we're going to jump from item 3 in correspondence into our new business, and we are going to jump to item 2 on the agenda if you're following along there. And this is for a public hearing for MCD Solutions, Inc., located at 8219 Boston State Road for site plan approval. The public notice reads as follows. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Boston on the 18th day of March 2026 at 7:35 p.m. at Town Hall, 8500 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, for the purposes of considering the application of MCD Solutions Incorporated for site plan approval for a proposed industrial outdoor storage area to be located at 8219 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, SBL number 227.00-6-40-11 within the C1 local retail business district. The complete site plan application is on file at the office of the town clerk and is available for review by any interested person during business hours. At such hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard. And this was by the order of the Town of Boston Town Board, Sandra L. Quinlan, Town Clerk. So I will open up the public hearing. If anyone would like to come to the microphone to discuss or make any comments on this matter, please come to the microphone now. And the public hearing is now officially open. Got one? All right.
Good evening. Jim Stang, 7780 Eddy Road. I was at the planning board meeting and I was, what would we say, surprised at the approach of them for moving on with that property, as to the fact that there was a lot of questioning among the members there as to the proper paperwork submitted and the paperwork that wasn't submitted. And with the comment that the chairman of the committee says, we will fast forward this. If there isn't the proper paperwork done, and if it isn't to, what would we say, satisfaction of people involved, I think there should be a secondary look at it due to the fact that the fellow says it's got to go now because in doing it, he wants to put it on his timeline, not on the town's timeline. There was not documentation that should have been there, should have been addressed, and he is changing the scope of the property because he uses the term, well, I'm just scratching the surface. He's going to have tractor trailers in there. There's nothing been addressed about the stabilization of either of the driveways, whether it's going to take and be for just 1-ton traffic. But here again, you're going to have tractor trailer deliveries. So in doing it, and there were a few other things, I won't dwell on them right now, but like I say, I don't think it was a complete, accurate assessment that the planning board did at the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments for the public hearing? Hearing no further comments, public hearing, which is item number 2 under new business, is now closed. So jumping back up to now item number 1, now that the public hearing is closed, our request from the floor, which is standard for our board meetings. If you would like to come up to the microphone, please state your name and address, and please keep it to 3 minutes each. The open floor is now open.
Thanks. Such a stopwatch. Jay Jackson, 7964 Back Creek Road. Last year, holiday lights, that's wreaths, snowflakes, and candy canes, were to fade away with no replacement allowed. This evening is the culmination of last year's efforts to change that. In March of 2025, prompted by our town parks department, I began to contact NYSEG and learned we can indeed upgrade our lights. Other towns do it, and we simply needed to follow some procedures. Our town board got involved because our town will ultimately own the wiring, or infrastructure in flowery terms. More contacts were made, NYSEG and engineering firms, procedural items formalized, and the process began. I won't tie up time recounting the process, so here we are a year later. We now have a contractor to complete the work with funding organized by our town bookkeeper, Ellie Parakak. Thank you very much to her. The bill is $140,000 to upgrade the 70 or so poles, and that's about $2,000 a pole. The Holiday Lighting Committee, I'd say that tongue in cheek, raised a 20% portion of the bill by direct appeal to the Boston residents and businesses, as well as our county government. In summary, there were 5 businesses donating over $2,500 total. The Carey family, who stored the lights for many years, also donated around $2,500. And finally, 40 Boston families donated over $2,500 total. Also, most significantly, our Erie County legislator, John Mills, was able to procure $20,000 in support of our effort. I'm glad to see he's here this evening to hear this acknowledgement, and thank you. So in all, we raised almost $30,000 to apply to the $140,000 cost for this badly needed upgrade. I'm sincerely grateful to everyone involved and look forward to seeing the work proceed. Our hope is the engineering that went into the wiring design makes the wiring itself durable and cost effective. Again, thank you to everyone that participated and supported this process. Finally, best wishes to Legislator Mills. You will be missed in your retirement. Thank you.
Thank you. Seasoned expert.
Good evening once again, Jim Stang, 7780 Eddy Road. I would like to take and have our liaison officer to the emergency squad give us an update as to whether there is movement in the negotiations or whether they're stalemated and whether a mediator should be involved due to the fact to bring the town and the squad to the table to get this resolved. It's going on over 3 months now that there should be action. So
Well, we did have a meeting and it was very informative, and we had discussions, and we're in the midst of those discussions. And in fact, just this evening, I had further discussions with the emergency medical squad, and there are things being done. And as you know, with government, it doesn't get done overnight, but there are things that are proceeding, and we will have things
okay,
available in the future.
you did take and meet then finally.
I'm sorry?
You did take and meet finally.
Yes, we did. Yes.
It wasn't a standoff.
No, not at all.
Oh, there was
Yeah.
never a standoff.
No.
We were waiting
Okay,
on the squad.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, with no further comment, item 1 and the floor is now closed. All right, moving right along. We have our legislator in our audience tonight, but item 3, it is a proclamation for the Highway Department from Legislator John Mills. Mr. Mills, you have the floor, sir.
I'd like you to do, Bob, is come up here. Thank you.
Oh, where are they? Oh, they, a couple of your crew here. Could you join us up here? This is honoring the town of Boston Highway Department, and it's a resolution I thought was appropriate. We do this so all the towns and villages I represent, which are 15 of these things, we sent these proclamations out because let's face it, besides our police department and our fire department, our highway department is very important in towns and villages. So let me read the following proclamation. Whereas Erie County Legislature seeks to honor individuals in Erie County that enhance the quality of life in the community through their efforts. And whereas the highway and public works employees maintain essential infrastructure, including roads, bridges, culverts, drainage systems, ensuring safe travel for residents, businesses, and emergency responders. And whereas this responsibility is most evident during severe winter weather, and we had that on Monday night, when extreme cold, dangerous wind chills, heavy snowfall, and heavy winds create hazardous conditions. And whereas highway crews work around the clock through the night when we're tucked in our beds, and early morning hours, often while residents are fast asleep, to keep roads open and communities safe. And whereas the Erie County Legislature wishes to recognize the outstanding service of Highway Superintendent Bob Telak and the dedicated crew of the Boston Highway Department. And whereas the work performed by the highway employees is essential to public safety and keeping the community moving, yet it often goes unnoticed and unappreciated. Now therefore be resolved, the Erie County Legislature paused into deliberation to honor the Town of Boston Highway Department and Highway Superintendent Bob Telak for their dedication, professionalism, steadfast service to the people of Erie County, particularly during the demanding winter months, and expresses deep appreciation for their continued commitment to public safety and well-being of the community. So congratulations to the Highway Department and Superintendent Telak. Outstanding job. Thank you. And I can tell you, when I represent the town of Boston, that this guy is right on top of what's going on. And he gives me a homework assignment at every town board meeting. So I know exactly what's going on in the town of Boston. So thanks again, Bob. And let me just give you this proclamation. You got to take a picture with Colleen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Colleen. Thanks again, Bob.
Well, thank you.
And Legislator Mills, I don't know if you have anything else you want to report, but you're certainly, while you're here, you're certainly welcome to. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to report while you're? Boston State Road, Zimmerman, Back Creek. We're going to miss you.
Jason.
And I will say though, and some of you that have been in these meetings, attend the meetings regularly, Legislator Mills, for the record, on the record, he did get Back Creek Road done. I know it's not done. That is the town's fault because we're doing the water line infrastructure improvements. But yes, Legislator Mills has been an instrumental help and getting some of these projects across the finish line. So really, thank you for all of that. At least. And you've heard from other board meetings. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next year, Back Creek Road, again, depending on how quickly we can get our water line project done. But the county has committed that project will get over the finish line. So unfortunately, not before you leave, but thank you for all your help in that, sincerely, for sure.
So if I may, in furtherance, 2 years ago, I was at the meeting when you were once again endorsed for your position. And if you recall, I mentioned to you, I thought you were quitting. I thought you were giving it up. And you had responded to me. You were the only legislature that was on the legislature from the beginning of the stadium until the end of the stadium. And you had a commitment to stay with it until the stadium was done. And so for that, I thank you. And I think you get a round of applause for doing it through all these years.
All right. So moving along tonight, item 4 under our new business is Resolution 2026-23, which is an authorization to procure records management grant services through a preferred source vendor program collaboration between NYSID and InStream LLC. And Councilman Stefan, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the authorization to procure records management, the grant in the amount of $74,965 for the NYSED, this is New York State Industries for the Disabled, and InStream LLC.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes,
Motion carried.
All right. Item 5 tonight is Resolution 2026-24, authorizing payment for emergency repair to highway plow truck. And Councilman Penders, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, I would. I would like to make a motion to authorize the payment for the emergency repair to the highway plow truck in the amount of $5,107.
I'll second.
Councilman Penders.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
yes,
Motion carried.
All right. Item number 6 is Resolution 2026-25 to approve the holiday light bid. I guess I'll take this one. As Mr. Jackson said, we've been working on this quite some time. So I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-2025 to award. We had solicited bids and to award the holiday light project that Lobella had made a recommendation letter to the town to Ludon Building Company with a total bid amount of $140,500. Motion is on the table.
I'll make a motion to approve paying for the award bid utility modifications for the holiday lights in the amount of $140,500.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
Councilman
be a-
Penders, you second the motion.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Second it.
That's all right. Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item number 7 tonight under our new business is Resolution 2626, approving a site plan for MCD Solutions Incorporated. And Councilman Pender, since you're the liaison, would you like to
Make
take
a-
that item?
Make a motion to approve the resolution approving the site plan for MCD Solutions and the location.
Yeah, it's up in the
I
first.
lose it.
Yeah, it's up in the first whereas.
Oh, okay. Located 8219 Boston State Road.
I'll second.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item number 8 tonight is an approval for a new member for the Patch and Fire Company, Jason Kelly. And Councilman Pender, since you're the liaison, would you like to take that item?
Approve the application for Joseph Kelly for the fire. Patch and Fire Company.
And I'll second.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item 9 is approval for a new member for the Boston Fire Company for Justin Emmerling. Would you like to take that item, Mr. Penders?
Okay. Approve the application for membership of Justin Emmerling to the fire company, Boston Fire.
I'm sorry, was there a second?
I'll
A
second.
second.
Or Max can take.
A second that.
Okay. Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item number 10 is a request for reappointment from Gary Stisser to the Planning Board, term through February 1st of 2033. And Councilman Stefan, I'll also send that one your way.
Yeah. To reiterate, reappointment of Gary Stisser, February 1st through February 1st, 2026, through February 1st, 2033.
I'll make a motion second.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item number 11 is a request for reappointment as chairman from Dr. Paul Zaranowski to the Planning Board, term through December 31st, 2026. And Councilman Penders, would you like to take that item?
I'll make a motion that we approve Paul Zaranowski for the reappointment as chairman of the Town of Boston Planning Board for a period to end 12/31/2026.
I'll second.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 12 is an application for use of facility for the Boys and Girls Club for a date of July 15th, 2026. And Councilman Stefan, would you like to take that item?
Yes. I'd like to approve the use of the facilities for the Boys and Girls Club. This would be starting on July 15th, 2026, for their day camp program.
I'll second the motion.
There was also a request from the director there
To use the
to
Lions
waive,
shelter.
to waive the maintenance fees.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Okay, so-
Yes,
okay.
and to waive the fee.
Okay.
And I'll still second it.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. That is it for our new business. We have no old business, reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, first I'd like to thank Legislator Mills for the proclamation tonight and working with you for the last 21 years that I've been here. It's been nice to work with you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Other than that, the guys have still been out plowing. Monday night they were out. They were out several times during the last few weeks. Last week we had quite a big heavy rainfall and we did have some drainage issues. The worst one was probably up on Aspen and Pin Oak where they cleaned all the land off where they're planning on putting in the next subdivision up there. But they must have changed some of the drainage ditches back in the fields because I've never seen the water come down that road and down our road like it was last week. Other than that, we still have our one new truck, 2025 International. It's been into the city getting worked on for well over a month now. Maybe it's been 2 months. They can't seem to figure out what's wrong with it. That's the problem with the new trucks. That's why I'm not a big fan of the new trucks. But anyway, Rice Road, we've had several issues up there with the accidents, and the county's supposed to be doing a study up there. But the last week or so, we did put up a bunch of new signs, stop ahead signs. We put up the orange little triangles on each side of the stop ahead signs on each side of the road. I mean, it's very obvious. Slow down. We even got speed limit signs. We lowered them down to recommended speed at 15 miles an hour going down the hill, but it seems like people they don't pay attention to the signs anymore. So, but anyway, that's what we did on Rice Road. Hopefully it'll help. Street sweeping. Most of our streets, our town roads have all been swept. We got a few more to do, but the majority of them are all swept. So the last few times out, the guys have been using just pure salt. Luckily, we have enough salt in the barn that get us through the rest of the winter. Some of the towns are totally out and you can't get salt. We ordered one load just to see how long it would take to get one. It's been over a month. We still haven't seen it, and we probably won't see it until probably August. But so it's a good thing we had our barn filled up because we're in good shape there. Last Friday, we got several calls from people driving on West Tillin Road, which is a county road. People go and throw their trash, mattresses, and you name it, all the garbage over the guardrails down the bank. The resident was kind enough to drag it all up and put it along the road. It's not the highway. We're busy with drainage issues and plowing issues and other things, but it's a county road, and the county highway, I don't think picks that things up, and we don't usually either. Once in a while, we help people out and pick things up. I don't know what it's going to take. I mean, we got trash pickup. All you got to do is call Waste Management to come and pick up your large items instead of throwing them over the bank. Tires, you name it. It's in every ravine up on Rice Road, Sherrill Road. There's garbage down the ditches everywhere. But I don't know if it's people from town or people from out of town, but my opinion, our town's bad enough with all the duplexes and apartment buildings and trailer parks and stuff. We don't need the garbage all over our streets also. Other than that, our highway building got struck by lightning last week. We were down there in the shop around 10 after 7. We heard this one huge bang, and it sounded like we got hit, and lights never flickered. We didn't really think what really happened, but then we go outside, and our antenna for our two-way radio was shattered and all over the parking lot, and the vent for the heater was blown right off the top. But wasn't any major issues. The only thing we had a problem with is the electric motor on the reel to wind up the hose quit working. I don't know if it had anything to do with the lightning strike or not, but yeah, that was quite a scary little moment. Other than that, I'd like to talk to the board about possibly getting a cold storage building for the highway department down there to store some of our equipment that we don't use all the time, like we got stored underneath the lion shelter. Back about 10, 12 years ago, we talked to the board about it, and they were pretty much on board, but one of the councilmen back there wasn't happy with just a pole barn, which we'd be more than happy with a pole barn. But he thinks we should have a big fancy building with concrete piers and footers and steel beams, and we don't really need that. We just need a building to store equipment in to get them out of the weather. So maybe next year when it comes budget time, we definitely want to start thinking about a cold storage building for the following year. I think that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Councilman Penders, you have the floor.
Well, I hope this is the last time I have to thank Bob Telak for plowing the streets and keeping everything passable. Done a great job all winter long, and thank you for that.
All right. Councilman Stefan, you have the floor.
Giving an update, one of the issues that's come up a few times recently is the drainage issue on Hillcroft. Earlier this week, I got together with Bob. We took a look, investigated everything, tried to map out what needs to get done. And we will be working on planning how to tackle that once everything starts to dry up and warm up a little bit. But it definitely is an issue. We've had, the flooding addressed a few meetings ago. We don't want that to happen anymore. And it's definitely time to clean that up. So we will address that in the very near future.
All right. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I wanted to thank the town board for approving the resolution tonight for resolution 2026-23. That was for the procurement of this records grant. It was a New York State grant. We have an excellent grant writer that helped me as a records management officer be able to be awarded this grant. I do believe that it may be the largest one that was awarded in Erie County. So it will be
It was.
great. It was it the largest one? Yeah. This will be a great help to the town. So this is for all of our large format images and maps. They are permanent retention. So we have a lot of rolls of paper, drawers of paper of maps that are approximately 2 by 3 feet. So this will greatly reduce the amount of paper storage, and we'll get that digitized for us. So they will be available for, all of our different boards to use. So they'll be available to planning board, zoning board, and for the code office. The 2026 town and county tax collection has gone well, and I will continue to collect through June 30th. Over $8 million has been collected so far. We are in the penalty phase, however, and that will go from March 17th through June 30th. Today, we did have HEAP here in the community room. There was a nice turnout of residents coming in to apply for that heating assistance program. There will be another one mid-April, and hopefully at that time that will be a cooling event. My deputy Lisa worked with Erie County to have us provided that purple box that is in the hallway. That is for Narcan. So there's Narcan in there. That is the nasal spray, and there's also fentanyl test strips. So please, if anyone is in need of that, utilize that. Utilize what is there. And this coming Saturday, March 21st, the Lions Club is hosting the Pancake Breakfast. It's an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast at the Patchen Fire Hall from 9 a.m. until noon. Do we have a cost on that? I'm sorry. $12, all you can eat for adults. And Legislator Mills, thank you for always thinking of us here in the town of Boston. It's not just because of the goodie bag that you always bring me as the clerk, that our residents really do appreciate what you have done for us here. These are valuable items. I have 2 pamphlets here, a guide to transferring your firearms. That's from the Erie County Clerk, Mickey Kearns. Register to vote ballots. Yellow Dot program, valuable for anyone. You can keep this in your fill this out, keep this in your glove box, hanging on your refrigerator freezer. We're thinking about spring and summer, so we have the hotspot fishing guide. And this is always fun adventure park guide, along with some updated Erie County Department Senior Services. So thank you, Legislator Mills. You've always had our back here in the town of Boston. Really appreciate everything that you've done for us. We're a little hidden gem, and thank you for all of your help. Thanks. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I know there's a comment earlier at the open floor regarding the EMS for the contract, and as Councilman Penders had explained, the town had made multiple attempts. I've been on record stating that the town has certainly complied with beyond due diligence. This was something that we're waiting on from the squad. But that meeting was held. Again, it's contract negotiations. That is not something that will be openly discussed in a public forum. There will be a public hearing component to that contract before it is officially adopted, which obviously the public can speak either for or against. But yes, the conversation went well. Councilman Penders did a great job. He has a lot of great questions there, especially as a new board member. So really thank you for your engagement and involvement there. But we are working with the squad to get that contract where it needs to go. do not worry about the services going away. There is a clause built into all of our contracts with our partners here in the community that if a contract is not agreed upon, it automatically renews. It's just the terms of said contract. So there's other components in there, but if there's anybody that's concerned that they're not going to have that service because of the time that is taken for this contract negotiation to basically get towards that today, please do not worry about that service. That is not something to be worried about there. I do want to happily report, I heard from, thanks to Councilman Stefan, I had a conversation with Cindy Wetzel. The lights at long last are on Deanna Drive. I know this seems like a small thing, but to the residents that live down there that are part of a new lighting district and are paying a tax for that lighting district to exist, there was a issue with the solar, the daylight, the solar array that's on the top there. It's basically a solar photo cell. And anyway, those were not added onto the top of the lamps. That was the reason. So now that those have been installed by the electrician through the developer, the lights, I'm happy to report, are on. I know it's taken a long time. I appreciate everybody's patience, but I wanted to report on that at the meeting. So if anybody's watching at home, you'll be able to hear that. You're probably going home to your lights being on tonight, so they'll see it. Congressional directed spending. This is for our water projects. There's no secret. We're looking at a $20+ million water project underway. Phase 1 is near complete. We just need to get across 18 Mile Creek. Once that's done, phase 1 is done, and then phase 2 will be in play. So we've reached out to Congressman Langworthy's office. We've reached out to Schumer's office and also Gillibrand's office with our grant writer. We've basically, if there's a pot of money that's out there to all of you as ratepayers that are part of our public water system, we're trying to find money. Unfortunately, the WEA funding, we've applied 7 times. We haven't been awarded. I don't know what more, really, you've heard me say it before. I don't know what more we can do. So this congressionally directed spending is another layer of potential opportunity for the town. Great conversation with our congressional representative, Congressman Langworthy. We met with some of his staff, and hopefully we can get some funding there. To be determined. We'll let you know as soon as we can possibly find some money to help out with those projects. On the topic of grants, my deputy supervisor, Allison, she runs the summer concert series. So if you've been to the summer concert series, she does a fantastic job there. She submitted the grant application for the summer concert series. Fingers crossed, we'll receive a nice award there. Then we will also look at doing an RFP in the near future for emergency services physicals. So if anybody is in the audience or again watching at home, keep an eye out for that RFP. We certainly like to keep that competition is always good. That's how we keep those costs down. Zombie properties. I know that you've heard me talk about this before, but the big hot topic is worst funeral home in our community. It is what it is. I wish I had better answers for everybody. But right now it is, it's on the foreclosure list or back tax auction list with Erie County. That list probably won't go out until give or take summertime. There is one interested party that may be looking at picking that up. We'll see, to be determined. But that would be fantastic to get that on there. But I have had a conversation with County Clerk Kearns, the West New York Law Center. Unfortunately, because it is a commercial property, it does not fit the criteria for the zombie property. So I know that's a common question that a lot of residents have, but that is why we can't check that box and get that property taken care of, even though it was a home to some capacity as well as a funeral parlor. So I just want to provide an update there. County Clerk Kearns did commit in front of the congregate dining crew. That was anybody was there at lunch. Mickey Kearns went in, I'll chalk it up to the wave to everybody. He committed to a satellite or remote DMV event. Stay tuned. The town clerk and I will report on that at some point in the near future. But he promised twice a year, and he did also promise me again that at some point we'll get a pistol permit, a satellite pistol permit registration and set up here, just like if you've ever been over to the Alma site. Hopefully that'll come here for the South Towns, because there's really not a lot down here in the South Towns for us. Usually we're running into the city or running over to Elma. So that's also something Clerk Kearns had, County Clerk Kearns had said he would do for us. The only other things, I got a few more things. It's been a busy couple of weeks. There's been a lot of conversation about 18 Mile. Actually, Nick Charlap had reached out to me probably about 2 weeks ago now regarding trees in the creek. I wish I could make these stories up. I can't, and I wish I could change the laws. Unfortunately, these are federal laws. It's called WOTUS, or known as Waters of the United States legislation. This is from the federal government. It's not the state. It's not little town of Boston. This is at the top of the federal government. 18 Mile, because it goes out to an international body of water, is technically classified as under this legislation. So in order for even a resident, not alone a town, because a town unfortunately cannot work in the 18 Mile Creek unless it's on town property. But there are new permits from DEC and also potentially the federal government now. So if you want to cut down a tree that went across the stream bank, you've got to ask permission. If not, the fines are hefty if it's ever found out. Just don't shoot the messenger, please. But truly, I'm just carrying that message out there. I wish the circumstances were different. They are not, unfortunately. If a landowner decides to do it, they are still required to technically get a permit. Again, I wish I had a better answer for you. I know people say, well, it's my property. It's on the stream bank. I just want to fix it. This is the way that this is the state of our affairs. So I just wanted to go out and say that is why some of these things do remain in the creek. Also, there's strong scientific evidence that you do not want to cut down all the trees, which was once done before in the past, because then that root ball goes away from the creek bed and the creek bed ends up eroding away. So again, hence the permitting process, the extra review. But unfortunately, you as the resident pay for that permit. You pay for that cost. So anyway, wanted to share that information with the community just so there's openness and transparency of what was going on there. I did want to state that or thank our grant writer, Rotella Grant Management. He's been a great help for Sandy's office and some of the grants that we've been working on. Sandy already touched base on the Narcan, and that is all I have for tonight. So without further ado, I'll make a motion to end the meeting 8:14 p.m.
I'll second that motion.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.
Is there any steps? If you wanted to make a donation to